I just figured out the absolute easiest way to create consistent characters in AI videos just like this.
Whether I'm looking for hidden treasure
Or I'm cleaning up the streets of New York City. Or I'm bungee jumping for the first time. Or I'm doing some good old-fashioned hard work.
So this could not be any easier, and we're gonna use essentially just two tools to do this. We're gonna use Flux, and we're gonna use VO3 or Hilo. I'm gonna stick to VO3 for this, but you can definitely use Hilo and other video generators, but VO3 right now is the best. So to use Flux, my favorite website right now is FreePic. I've tried Flux on a bunch of different websites, and Flux is an open source image generator. You could technically download something like Comfy UI and run it locally, or Pinocchio, and you could run Flux locally on your own PC if you have a good enough graphics card. But FreePic just makes this so easy, and it's pretty inexpensive. It's like 10, 20 bucks a month, and you can generate tons of really high quality images and videos actually in FreePic. But because it's so expensive for the videos, I mainly just do this for the images. And I'm gonna show you how I do this. So we're gonna go over to the image generator. I'm on a pro account here. I think it's like 12 or 15 or 20 bucks a month. I'm not sure exactly how much. And essentially what we're gonna use the model here. So you can see we have a bunch of different models we could use, but Flux is the best right now. So we're gonna go to Flux and we're gonna do Flux Context Max. Now, what this does is it allows us to use image references. So we can add up to 2 image references and use those for our images. So I'm gonna give you an example. So I'm gonna upload a picture of myself. All right, so picture of me, picture of a beer. So I'm just gonna come in here and I'm gonna say, the man is holding this beer in a crowded bar with a beautiful woman next to him. Everyone is smiling and happy. Okay. Now, before I do this, and because we know that we're going to use we're going to use this to create a video later on, it's very important that we keep this in a 16:9 widescreen. Okay, very important. If you want to use a different image output that's not VO3, if I wanted to use Hilo or something else, I could switch this up and I could use one of the other ones here, like Social Stories, 1:1 Square for like Instagram, whatever. But since I'm going to stick to VO3, and since VO3 only does widescreen right now, I'm going to stick to 16:9. Okay, very important. So I'm going to go ahead and generate this. All right, so it has a picture of me now holding a beer with this beautiful woman next to him. So it's not the beer that I asked for, but it does really kind of look like me, and obviously, attractive girl here. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, so this is something that might happen sometimes, right? Where it doesn't quite pick up what you're asking for. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, this man is holding the beer in the reference image. He is in a crowded bar, blah, blah, blah. Let's run this one more time. All right, so it picked it up this time. It has me with the beer, with the pretty girl. Pretty spot on. Honestly, looks a lot like me, kind of scary. But so the beer bottle to me looks just a tad bit large. So I'm going to just say at the end of this, the beer bottle is normal size. Let's just run that one more time. So I guess what I'm trying to show you here is that this isn't going to come out perfect the first time. AI is sort of a magic wand, but you do need to work with it a little bit here. So you have to temper your expectations and try to work on it. So the beer is normal size, but now I look a little weird. So let's try this one more time. All right, so looks a lot better. I'm holding it a little bit weird, but we're going to go ahead and stick with this for now. I could keep tweaking this to make this perfect, and you can too. So it's really up to you how far you want to take it to get the perfect image that you're looking for. You're just going to basically tweak the prompt, recreate it, work with different versions, etc. But for this example, I think this is good enough. Now, what I could do is I could go straight to create video, and I could run this directly here in FreePic. And if I do hit create video, you're going to see that we have the option to actually create this with VO3. So they have VO3, they have WAN 2.2, brand new model, just came out. Seed Dance, Hilo, they have all the best models right now. So Kling. So if you wanted to use VO3 directly from here, you could do it. Now, it's very expensive. They charge 12,000 credits. I think that's like half of the budget for 1 month or something. So it's way, way, way too expensive. I can come in here into Flow and generate this way cheaper. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come back here to my images. I'm going to download this image. I'm going to come over to Flow. And so we're going to use frames to video. And we're going to select this frame as the first frame. You actually have the option to do a last frame as well. So if you wanted it to end on a certain frame, so if I wanted to actually create like an ending image here for this, I could do that as well. Totally up to you. But essentially what I've done here is I've created a consistent character. And I'm going to show you how I created all the other videos in the intro as well. But I've created a character of myself, right? I've created the first frame of this video. And I'm just going to say, the man says, Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink. He then turns, the camera pans out as everyone in the bar is partying and having a good time. Okay. Now, since I'm using VO3, this is only going to use 20 credits. So I'm comfortable. I believe that's, I'm not sure exactly how much that is. But let me just see here. If I go to get more credits, I'm going to copy this so I don't lose it. I believe that 20 credits. Okay, so it's $2,500 or 2,500 credits for $25. So that's 100 credits per dollar. So 20 credits is about 20 cents, right? So that's pretty cheap. So I'm comfortable spending, and if my math is wrong there, correct me. That was really quick math, which is not my forte. But if I come here and I'm just going to do 4 generations because I really want to nail this. So I'm going to do 4 generations. If it doesn't work, I'm going to fix the prompt and I'm going to do it again. But a lot of times I find that it's better to do more generations to really nail the video that you're looking for. If you have a tighter budget, I completely understand. You could use less credits. You could use 1 generation. I like to use multiple just to try to get the best possible shot. All right, so the videos are done and let's check them out.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
All right, so that one's a little awkward. Let's try it again.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
It's so funny.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
So funny. Why am I like turning around and acting so awkward there? I guess because I wrote he then turns and the camera pans. So let's see this one.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink. Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
That's the best one of all of them so far.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
It's the best one so far. None of them are great, so I would work on this prompt a little bit. So I'm going to try one more here. I'm going to say, man says Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink. I'm going to add an exclamation point here. I'm actually going to add a period here. So the way that you write the structure of your sentences really affects the way that the AI will interpret it and then create the video. So something to keep in mind. So Cambodia beer, the only beer. The thing is, sometimes if you capitalize words, it'll spell out O-N-L-Y. So I'm just going to say the only beer I like to drink. I think this is fine. We'll see. And then I'm gonna remove here. He then turns. I'm just going to say the camera then pans out. I'm going to say the camera then pans out fast, showing a full club with people partying and having a great time. So let's try it just like that. We're going to use the same image and we'll run that one more time with the 4 generations. Let's see how that turns out.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink. Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
It's not bad. Not great. It's not bad. Let's check this one out.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink. Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
It's not bad. That one's not terrible, actually. So I got it pretty good, and then it pans out and shows all the people. It's not terrible. Let's check the rest of these out.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
I mean, it followed commands really well.
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
That guy looks so weird. Oh, look at this guy. It's a scary looking dude right there. But
Cambodia beer, the only beer I like to drink.
you can see how consistently it created me in this image here, right? So I very successfully and easily was able to create not only myself and put myself in a scene, but I was able to put a prop in that scene as well, describe it exactly how I wanted, and generate a video with that. So you can see I essentially did that with all the ones in that intro video I showed you. So if I come back to the creations here, I tried one with a different image of me, but it just did not work. So I had to use that other one. So a man wearing a full safety suit attached to a bungee cord, ready to jump over a bridge, right? So there's that one. I then took that image, came over to Flow, and I generated man is saying, or I'm bungeeing for the first time as the camera pans out and descends over a bridge.
Or I'm bungee jumping for the first time.
Right, and it's me jumping over the bridge. Does something weird at the end here.
Or
It kind of looks like I just fall into the river here. So, you know, I obviously edited that part out. Same thing. So the cop one, this one acted a little weird. I'm gonna show you how this one turned out.
or I'm cleaning up the streets, eventing up the streets.
So I don't know, it's like, or I'm cleaning up the streets, ending up the streets. I don't know what he said at the end there. It's kind of weird. I'll show you that again.
Or I'm cleaning up the streets, eventing up the streets.
So a little weird, not perfect. The Indiana Jones one was actually really good. The first try wasn't great. I'm gonna show you what that looked like.
Whether I'm looking for hidden treasure,
So I don't know why I did this like grunt at the beginning here.
whether I'm looking for hidden treasure,
It's so funny. I'm like grunting or something. So I had to run it again. And I just essentially changed the camera action here. So I said, as a dolly pans around, the man is saying, whether I'm looking for hidden treasure, as a dolly camera pans around. So in this one, I said, the man says, whether I'm looking for hidden treasure, and then a dolly camera pans around, which fixed the output, obviously.
whether I'm looking for hidden treasure,
Way better, right? For this one, I think I just ran it again. I'm pretty sure I just ran that one again. Yeah, so let's check this one out.
Or I'm cleaning up the streets of New York City.
So again, and then at the end, he does something a little weird. So I just had to edit that part out. And then this one, me as a construction site guy, the first one I tried again, he says something weird at the beginning. He's like mid-conversation.
Or I'm doing some good old-fashioned hard work.
Then the wood like split into two pieces, which was really weird. So I just ran that one more time.
Or I'm doing some good old-fashioned hard work.
That one worked out better. I just had to edit out that first part where he's saying something ahead of time for some reason.
Or I'm doing some good old-fashioned hard work.
So you could see that's the whole process. It's really, really simple, but a few things to keep in mind. Number one, you really need to work on your original start image. This is going to have a huge, huge effect on your outputs, right? Obviously, the better you can nail this start image, the better your output's going to be. That's why, you see me sitting here and actually working on this until I get the one that I'm most happy with, and then I run with that. The other thing to keep in mind is that voice consistency is still a big challenge. Now, one way I've been able to get around that is if I go to add to scene here, and it jumps over to our scene builder, and then I come in here and I do a jump to. Now, you can't use extend right now. So if I try to extend this shot, I'm going to say the man then says, all in a day's work when a cat runs up and says hello. So you see it says this feature is not supported on VO3 fast. You have to switch to VO2 fast. So it really degrades the quality when you go to VO2 fast. So what you have to do if you want to try to extend this is you have to go to a jump to. Now, the jump to isn't as good. It really isn't. So we could try the first frame. So it'll naturally use the first frame of the first image, right? So if I come here to jump to, it will naturally take the first frame of the first image and it'll try to create a new scene, right? So essentially it's like if I took a screenshot of the last frame in that first scene and then created a new scene in VO3. Now I've noticed that if you do this, it tends to keep a little bit better voice quality. It tends to match the voice better, so the voice stays more consistent, but it's still not perfect. But that is an option for you. So right now, that's the biggest challenge I found. And then the other thing is just the way that they speak, right? So I can have a great tonality if I speak as a human being right now. I can say, hello, friends, my name is Mark, and I can pronounce things exactly the way I want to pronounce them. Getting these characters to pronounce things exactly the way you want them to be pronounced is very difficult, right? You can see that it says things a little bit weird, and it's not perfect in the way that it's saying things like a real actor would be. So that's another challenge that I'm facing right now. But aside from those two things, which I think you can, if you do enough generations and you work on your prompts enough, I think you can get very, very close to what you're looking for if you want to spend the time and credits to do so. But it's just not going to be quite perfect, and it's definitely not going to get it right the first time. But that's pretty much the whole process. It worked extremely well, as you can see here, and it's the best way that I've found to create consistent characters with AI video. So if you like this video, give it a like. Please drop a comment as well. Let me know what you think about this method. Do you have a better method that I'm not aware of? Please do let me know. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more important AI stuff just like this.